What's up, everybody? It's D's Roy. Got a reaction. I'm about to react. Destiny debate with Candace Owens. And this one, it's about, if you remember, I think around 6-7 months ago inside whatever podcast, when she has some people that's in the sex industry. And I think I did a couple clips with it. I think 2 or 3. But I guess they're talking about it. So let's go straight into it, man. Now, Destiny, to me, I don't really agree to a lot of things with him, man. Now, Kansas, I understand a lot of more to her, in my opinion. But do I agree everything? Not everything, but I have a lot of agree way more than him, man. But because I think that he talks about a lot of things, especially he's trying to talk about like people that's in lower class and everything else and all that kind of stuff, and you can just tell that he's not educated in that kind of way because he's never been there, done that. You probably seen him right there inside the TV or on the social media, so he's trying to talk about it. And it's like, dude, okay, all right, but how you gonna talk about it but you never seen it before? That's why I'm always like, to me, debating in my head, like, what the hell are you trying to talk about? And a lot of things that kind of way. But anyways, let's go straight into it. Y'all ready? So they're talking about that whatever podcast when they're talking about it.
What would you recommend to a woman at 25 and 30? I didn't just start rambling about what a 20-year-old should do and how biologically blah, 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 blah. I would say exactly what I would tell a woman at 25 or 30.
Yeah, I know, but your behavior, and I will appreciate that people that are younger won't understand what I'm saying until you hit 35, which is, I'm going to be 35 this year.
Okay.
You're acting like you're a college dorm kid.
Yeah, and your catty insults towards people online make you seem like a high school mean girl.
Okay.
I mean, like, what do you mean? Like, we all have our things.
But you're selling to them things that you know aren't good. So
what do you think I'm selling to them?
If you were a 25-year-old, like when I'm on the Whatever podcast and I'm surrounded by women that are in their 20s and they're saying, like, you know, the whole life is good. The reason why
before I stop, most of them girls, they're in the sex industry. You know, that's the whole thing about it. But let's get going right there. So
said to that girl that I'm going to pray for you is because I know that she's going to have a different perspective when she's older. So I'm not upset by that. I don't feel like that needs to be attacked when those young girls are around me and we're talking about all of these topics. When I'm sitting with a 35-year-old man, okay? And
what do you think I'm selling people?
And you know better, okay?
Wait, what do you think I'm selling people?
Well,
do you think I'm telling people to be a hoe?
What I said when you were defending the lifestyle of being a hoe, why are you doing that?
I don't think I defend the lifestyle of being a hoe.
You did. You did a whole video basically saying that none of my points of me trying to tell these women that they, essentially, you can do something better. You don't have to sell your body. This was your like snazzy video comeback to it. Why are you making a comeback? Yes, you can make a video and be like, why can't someone do heroin? But why would you as a 35-year-old man want to sell something to someone or make it seem okay or cool or relevant when you know it's harmful to them? I don't get that because of your age.
So I don't understand. I don't know what your takeaway from the video was, or if there are researchers that give you like talking points to my videos. But generally what I talk about is when it comes to lifestyle, you have to analyze both sides of things. If you grow up incredibly religiously conservative and you are like shamed out of sex and you don't have sex with anybody your whole life because you're super, hyper cognizant of your virginity.
It's kind of crazy when you talk about him about this kind of stuff. I mean, I know, isn't he like married to a girl from a different country and then they have an open relationship and it's cool that they can have sex with different people and stuff. And I guess his girl's talking to somebody else and it was all right there on social media and everything. Like, oh yeah, we have an open relationship. And now I guess his girl's talking to another guy and then he don't want to talk about it no more. It's like, dude, and then if we all talk about your relationship because you put it right there on social media right there. So, hey, man, but that's just what I'm thinking about for him because I've seen a lot of stuff he talk about like that. So, stop it. And you think he got game too when he talk about it? Like, oh, yeah, you could talk like this, but I want to have sex with a girl. I have girls all the time. I seen right there on the other podcast too. I'm like, man, stop it. I don't believe you. I think you pay. Yeah, I think you pay for it. To me, I really didn't. Come on, man. You look. If you wasn't inside social media and all that kind of stuff, I don't know what you can do right there. If there was no social media or no internet, what would you do? I don't think you can do anything. You know what I'm saying?
And all of these like weird things, and that's like coming from an unhealthy external place to say, oh, well, maybe that's worth exploring. On the flip side, if you grow up like hyper liberal and you fuck like 20 guys by the time you're 20 years old and you just want to bang everybody and you've got like weird associations with men and everything, I'd say, hey, you should probably slow down. It's probably not healthy. I just encourage people to like explore honestly, to have like conversations with themselves, with their parents, could be with priests, could be with therapists, could be whatever, and to kind of figure out like what works for them and don't get pushed into one direction from a culture side. It could be the left encouraging people to be way too promiscuous, or it could be the right for people that are shaming people for being promiscuous and saying like, well, this one lifestyle of family stuff is going to biologically be suited towards you as you get older. I think both of these are equally stupid because it just pushes people in the other direction.
So you don't believe in anything? what you're
Yeah, I
saying.
Is that
know.
what you got for
That's the
that?
whole thing. You just going like, which one do you have though? What do you believe though? One side, you're like in the middle or what? So you I don't.
Well, you're not
understand.
committing to
I
anything.
believe in actually thinking for yourself. That's what I think. I think that every human being roughly exists in this like paradigm where if you fuck 100 people by the time you're 20, probably not healthy. If you've never had sex before and you're 30, probably not healthy. And that you should probably like try to gravitate towards what are like human norms, and then what are things that make you happy, depending on your culture, depending on your geography. And then you kind of like explore in there, and don't be shamed out of exploring from one side to the other. Don't be pushed into something because somebody like Candace Owens or somebody like Stephen Bonnell tells you that you have to do a particular thing, but just like kind of
I
explore
don't
and figure
tell
out
people
things.
that they have to do a particular thing, but if I see somebody
course you
that's
do.
doing heroin, I'm not going to be like, you know, it is whatever, and it's just like whatever. You're just
Do you think that
doing, having your
heroin
sex.
is comparable to recreational sex?
I am. Quite frankly, I actually think a woman, as the one that I sat across from when you were critiquing this video, who says that she slept with up to 20 men per night. Yeah,
Damn.
it's just as bad. And I know that
See, that's nasty. That is nasty. If you found out, let's say if you start dating with a girl and then the girls are like, hey, you're having a conversation together, have a couple dates and everything. Maybe you probably smash whatever, then you start talking more. Like, oh, I used to have sex with 20 guys a day for a year or two. And be like, oh, damn, I smashed. Ugh, you want to go home, take a shower, and probably blocked her. To be honest, that's what a guy would be like that. People don't want to be with that.
it has to be hurting her soul. So I look at her as a human being.
Hurting her
and,
soul? What
yeah.
if she just has a different lifestyle?
She doesn't.
Completely.
She
No,
does-
she does. You know?
No,
See.
what do you mean? You know, she's telling you. She was very honest, actually, and that's why I appreciate her, because she was very honest that for
You think
her,
that's cool,
it is
though?
just
See,
about
that's not
money.
cool what he's
Okay,
saying,
but when I
man,
see
for
that
that.
individual, when a young woman is saying that she'll sleep and see up to 10 to 20 clients per night, that's a broken individual.
Hell
and
yeah.
it's just as,
And they're
when you,
broken
just as when you
because
see
why?
somebody who says that, you know,
See, this is what I'm saying. Let me keep going, but damn, this is crazy how he's trying to. See, he wanted to be in the middle or what? See, you just want to just debate for nothing. So, what do you believe? Do you think that's good or bad? Do you think that's good to have your life right there, especially to women that you're young, doing it for money? Probably have a pimp. Oh my goodness! And right there, you get to come right there and be like, "Oh, it's okay because you could change." Dude, nobody want to be what they're after, man. Like that's like common
they're doing
sense, man.
heroin or doing this. They don't need the cool guy at the party to be like, yeah, man, it's whatever. Like, it's like, no, you actually like structure. You need somebody to say to you, you don't have to do this. There's so much better potential within you. You are young. You have your entire life ahead of you. Let's figure out what it is that you're great at. I understand the economic concerns. It's a really tough economy and it's easy money, but there's other things that you can do to make money that will give you better self-value. And so that's why I say that I think that what you're doing as a 35-year-old man is you're lying. You're just lying to
Do you think I'm
people.
telling women on average that fucking 20 guys a
When
night
you
is a
make
good idea?
videos and you're replying
That's
to
not
conservatives
cool,
who are
man, if you're
rightfully
talking
saying
about
that this
the-
lifestyle
that-
is not
that-
good, which should be abundantly
That's
clear
not-
to
that's
every
not
single
cool.
person, yeah, what you're trying to do is lie in a clever way. And ultimately, like I said, if you were 20, I'd be fine with it.
What?
But when
First
you're
of all, I don't know why if I was 20, why that would
because
make you
when
fine
you're
with
when,
it.
because
You'd have the same influence in your audience regardless.
because your
Number
brain's
one.
not developed when you're 20.
Number two, so what? Your brain's always developing as you grow.
No, your brain develops when you're 25, 26 years old. And so when you see a 20-year-old and they have a bunch of positions, I don't hold them to it. I think
I don't think that's
you
with
have
brain
time,
development. I
you're
think that's
gonna
with life experience. I think as you grow
No,
older,
but like
you
literally
experience things.
factually, I don't know if you want to Google this, but your brain develops when you're 25, 26.
If you really want to Google it factually, the 25 number came from one study that was done like 30 years ago where they only measured brain development up to 25. And the reality is the plasticity of your brain and every other structure of your brain continues to grow into your 30s. That's technically where that number comes from. It's not true. You can look it up later if you want. The 25, 26 thing is a misnomer. It's not actually true.
Well, like I
Okay,
said,
that's fine.
if you were 20,
Sure.
I would accept. But there is such a thing as objective truth, and people that shirk and pretend that there's not, and like everybody
Objective
can
truth
just do
relating to
whatever
how
they
you should
want.
live your life?
It's no about things that are harmful to people. Like objectively speaking.
So I'm curious,
like,
wait, what is the upper bounds on recreational sex that you think is harmful or not harmful?
when you're selling your body and
Yeah, man, that one. The whole time about that right
sleeping
there.
with old
I'm not asking that. I'm just saying, what is the upper bounds on recreational sex that you think is like,
You a hoe? If you're a-
healthy for a human being?
Well,
Or like if you
well,
go past this, you're like
you
clearly
are
over the
a
line.
hooker or something like that.
I'm not gonna
or a sex.
say to a person, this is a number that you should sleep with, and this makes
Okay,
you
well,
bad.
don't accuse me of believing in nothing. I'm not speaking out of position
I'm
where you only attack the most
specifically talking
extreme
about the
people.
whatever
just wanna just
podcast.
I'm going to
debate,
attack the same people that you do. If some woman is on saying like, oh, you can fuck 20 guys a night and do only because you're 18, I'm going to say in general, that's a pretty wacky, that's a pretty out there position. I argue with tons of people over this. I don't encourage people to start
But
only
what are you trying to do? What purpose are you trying to fulfill when you, as a 35-year-old man, see me sitting down with these young women trying to say you don't need to do this, you don't have to do this for money, and you like attack it and try to be like Candace is just a bitch or like whatever, like she's blah 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 blah, she's just being a high school mean girl. It's like no.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna stop it right there, man, because it goes crazy with this. The way you just keep going, but I'm just gonna say little things about it. what everything he's saying, he he don't see this kind of stuff like that. I think he probably does a little nasty. I don't know, because he talks to his girl and everything, like, oh, open relationship. I seen it right there on social media, inside YouTube, everything. But now they don't even talk right now. I mean, it's right there because it's right there. We all seen it. But one thing, if you're talking to this, into my opinion, man, like I've seen a lot of stuff about that. People was having that kind of the sex, the sex industry, and I have it. It kind of happened to like family, some people family to my father's side. Cause me and my father, if you guys see inside in our hair, over 10 years ago, my father, he stabbed me in my brain. If you look right here, I got a lot of scars right here. He stabbed me in my brain. He tried to kill me, but he didn't. All right. Well, of course I didn't die. I'm right here, but I had brain injury with brain injury surgery. I had a coma for 4 days, 4 nights. I survived. I am a brain injury survivor, and a brain injury survivor, and all that. Whatever you want to say right there, everything about that. Trauma, all that kind of stuff. I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk for a couple years, and my whole right side is still it's just like a stroke. Like it's gonna be the rest of my life like that. But I pushed myself. But my whole thing I'm talking about right there, after my father, before that, he didn't have a relationship. Oh, he had a relationship that he had to raised, I think 2 years before our disagreement, until we stabbed me. Two of his niece, 3 of his niece, they moved to him. They're young. They're around 6 to 8, and the other one was 12. And that's my cousins. And their mom passed away when, I think like 3 years before. And then our same grandma, they passed away too. Now, one thing I would say this right here. After, when me and my father, when he stabbed me, he went to prison. And, for trying to kill me. And one of my cousins, she started being a teenager, and she started hanging with older people. This is what I found out, from somebody else that I know. She was hanging out with older people, and she started doing all that kind of stuff, party, having sex with everything. And then she started getting right. Then she started being a hooker with a pimp. But she's a teenager, man. And then after that, she started addicted right there to heroin. All right. Now if you go into heroin and doing like a hooker and all that kind of stuff, you can't say no about it, because you're addicted with it. I know older people. I know people that's addicted with some drugs too. So it's hard to get off of it, especially like heroin. Oh snap, it's all bad. So anyway, she addicted to heroin. She's a hooker. She's doing all that kind of stuff, and she's really young. Like I'm talking about really, really young. So when she's around 19, 20 years old, I guess she had a boyfriend and all that kind of stuff, I don't know if she stopped being all that. I don't know, man. But only thing I know that she had a boyfriend and found out that she got HIV. And her boyfriend got HIV. So now she has to have HIV for the rest of her life, from that kind of, for her that lifestyle that she made that choice when she's really young like that. So if you have the right people that really teach you the right way as you're young, like watch out having sex or do it the right people, Of course, people are going to make mistakes, but if you have the right people to teach you from the beginning, then you're going to like avoid that kind of, which happened to her. And that's what she's trying to say. But him, he's like, well, you have to live your life all the kind of way. Like, nah, come on, man. Shut the F up, man. That's all some bullshit what you're saying right there. It's like, I understand what he's saying, but it's wrong with the way he's saying it, though, at all for me, man. So when I think about that, I'm like, man, you don't see anything like this your whole life. I don't think he knows anybody that has any drug problems or people that have, like, sex industry problems, or people have like, hookers and stuff like that. I know people like that. I know people had drug problems ever since I was a little kid. I have, cousins, other things like that growing up. And it really like hurts. It hurts me inside because I know it's my family, some people, and the only thing you could do is just, pray for him and everything. But for him, he just, I don't know. What is he? He's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, if you're a girl, nah, man. Even the guy too, man. Like, okay, like to me, if it's me, if I'm seeing a girl right now And if the girl has probably has sex with like 20, 100, some a lot of guys like that, the bodies, I would not want to talk to that girl like that. Probably just hit and be like, oh, I found that, oh, nasty. To me, that'd be in my head. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm gonna be with the girl all the time. Hell nah. So this dude is hella tripping about that kind of stuff. What is his debate the whole time? He's like, he's on both sides, but he's not in the middle. I don't know what is he? I don't understand, man. But hit me in the comments, tell me what you think about this, man. Because I'm so like confused what he's saying the whole time. So I would say for all girls, even guys too, watch out when you're having sex right there. And plus, you know, if you're going to college, when you're saying right there, biggest thing that everybody gets herpes all the time too, man. You know, people have, everybody has sex and everything without condoms, and then other people's all have herpes, and then they play like beer pong, and then they have herpes and stuff. That's why when I found out, it was the biggest thing in college, people getting herpes. So when I didn't go to college, but my cousin went to college in my town, in my city actually, and when I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna go over there and play like beer pong right there, unless with water, and we could drink the beer if we miss or something like that, because I don't want to get herpes. He's like, I understand what you're saying. So that's what me and my homies, we should do that like that. Like, but I don't want to get no herpes with none of y'all dudes. And then you should watch about it. If you see the ball, it's like if somebody miss, it's to go all the way down and go all the way to the dirt or whatever, and it comes back up, you just clean just water. It's still dirty. And I started thinking about it like, oh, that's nasty. So me and my homies, if we played, we'd go with water and put the beer on the side, you know. But anyways, man, I don't really like his side. I mean, whatever, man. Hit me in the comments. Tell me if I'm just thinking too much, but that's just me. I don't like that kind of stuff at all. I think that he doesn't. He really thinks he thinks everything, like everything, but he don't really seen it before. That's what I think when I see everything from him all the time. He wants to debate from nothing without been there. That's seen it. He just seen it right there in the news or social media, but never seen it face to face about all that stuff right there. But anyways, hit me in the comments, like, subscribe, show love. This is very interesting to see what y'all saying right there. All right, peace.